Welcome back to PyQuick. Today we're diving into a hands-on example of machine learning. We will build our very first model together, and by the end of this video, you'll not only know how to create a model, but also how to evaluate its performance to see if it is working as expected. First things first, let's set up our coding environment. We'll be using Python and some essential libraries like pandas, scikit-learn, and numpy. A library in programming is a collection of pre-written code that you can use in your projects. Think of it as a toolbox filled with ready-made tools that help you perform specific tasks without writing the code from scratch. If you haven't installed these yet, run this command in your terminal. For our code editor, we'll use Jupyter Notebook, which is great for Python development. Today, we're diving into machine learning to predict house prices using data. We'll train a model with features like size, bedrooms, and location to make accurate price predictions. Plus, you'll see how you can input your own data to get personalized predictions. It's like having a virtual real estate agent who can guess house prices based on your input. Let's start by importing the libraries we need. Next, we'll load our dataset. Imagine this as a giant spreadsheet where each row represents a house, and each column represents a feature like size, bedrooms, or location. The last column, price, is what we're trying to predict. It's known as the label. Before we train our model, we need to split our data into two parts: training data and testing data. The training data is used to teach the model. The model learns from this data by identifying patterns and relationships between the features and the target labels, while the testing data helps us see how well the model has learned. The goal is to see how accurately the model can make predictions or classify data that it hasn't seen before. This is how it is done in code. Let us go in depth with the code. X represents the input features, e.g. size, bedrooms, location, that you want to use to predict the target variable. Y represents the target variable, e.g. price, that you want to predict. The df in this code refers to the data frame created using the pandas library. It holds the data in a table-like structure, similar to a spreadsheet. Train test split is a function from scikit-learn.model_selection that splits the dataset into training and testing subsets. Xtrain and Ytrain are used to train the model. Xtest and Ytest are used to evaluate its performance. The test size 0.2 parameter means 20% of the data is reserved for testing. The code random state equals 42 ensures consistent results. Now it's time to train our model using linear regression, a straightforward yet powerful machine learning algorithm. But first, what does it mean to train a model? It essentially means to give the model a dataset with known input features and their corresponding outputs, labels. The model processes the data and adjusts its internal parameters to find patterns and relationships. Linear regression is a fundamental and widely used algorithm in machine learning for predicting a continuous target variable. For linear regression, this involves finding the best fit line or plane that represents the relationship between the input features, size, bedrooms, location, and the target variable, price. This is how it's done in code. This code initializes a linear regression model with model equals linear regression, trains the model using the training data, xtrain and ytrain, with model.fit xtrain, ytrain. The .fit method is used to train the machine learning model. It fits the model to the training data, allowing it to learn the relationship between the input features, xtrain, and the target variable, ytrain. Our model is now trained. But how do we know if it's working? Let's find out by making some predictions. With our trained model, we can predict the prices of houses in our test set. The model.predict function uses the trained machine learning model to generate predictions based on new data. In the context of our example, it takes the input features from the test set and outputs the predicted values for the target variable, house prices. These predictions are what our model thinks the house prices should be based on the features we provided. But how accurate are these predictions? Let's measure that using mean squared error, or MSE. MSE is a metric that tells us how far off our predictions are from the actual prices. The lower the MSE, the better our model is performing. For example, if our MSE is 15,000, it means, on average, our predictions are off by the square root of that, which is about $122. This is pretty good, but there's always room for improvement. If our MSE is high, it means our model's predictions are way off. This could be due to several factors like not enough data, irrelevant features, or even the model itself. In future videos, we'll explore how to fine-tune models and make them more accurate. This is the code for MSE. It's time for the final result. We have added a few more lines of code for user input. So, we have an option to enter the size of the house. Let's type 1800. I would like 3 bedrooms. If location code 2 is Beverly Hills, 2 it is. Price is predicted as about $475,000. So looks like everything works here. However, if you look at our MSE, it shows a relatively large number. Now, if we were to square root it, we would get about $63,000. This means, on average, our model's predictions are off by about $63,032, which is significant given that house prices typically range in the hundreds of thousands. This suggests the model might need improvement, perhaps by using more features, more data, or a different model. This is true as we only have 5 different prices in our dataset. Congratulations! You've just built your first machine learning model and evaluated its performance. Now you know how to see if your model is working or if it needs more improvement. In our next video, we'll build our very own recommendation system using Python. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to PyQuick for more AI and Python content.